y'all, it's your girl Arisza. Thank you so much for joining us today. I got another banger for you, and I'm going to talk to you today about how you're going to get your business to exceed. But before I jump into do that, let me just let you know who I am. I am a private practice owner, a business coach, a test prep guru, a mom, a wife, and whatever else you want to add. I can keep putting them on these fingers. But right now, what's most important is that I'm the one that's going to help you level up and get your business going to a place that you've never seen it going before. Yes, I'm the one who's going to help you get to the top. Yes, that is my goal. That is the cream of the crop over here. That's what we're really going for. We're really thriving and really trying to help you elevate and scale. That is what a lot of business need to do, want to do, and try to do, but they don't necessarily have a girl to help them do it. So that is what I'm here for. Today we're going to talk about the $100,000 decision filter. Yes, not the $50,000, not the $1,000, but this is the $100,000 decision filter. This is what you're going to think about when you're making a decision, and I'm going to tell you why it's important. All right. So just write that down on a sheet of paper, get your little pen, get your little pad, and write $100,000 decision filter. All right. You got me? Cool. All right. So every entrepreneur gets stuck asking themselves, should I do this? Should I invest in that? Should I start here? Should I wait and do that? And here's the truth. Most people aren't failing because of the lack of ideas. They're failing because they say yes to the wrong things. So before you waste your money, before you waste your time, and before you waste your energy, I want you to run every single decision you make from now on when it comes to your business through what I call the $100,000 decision filter. You got that? So write it down, 100,000 and 100K. So if your goal is to grow a six-figure business or to scale beyond it, these 5 questions will keep you focused, profitable, and out of the shiny object syndrome. You know what that is? You see it and you're like, oh, I want it. I got to have it. So that will stop you. First one, does this align with your vision? So think about it. Does it align with your vision? If it doesn't fit where you're going, it's just a distraction. Here's an example for you. If your vision is building a coaching program that scales, why are you spending hours tweaking a logo? That's not alignment. That's busy work. And that is something that we don't do over here. Remember, no fluff. All about the seriousness and getting the things done that count and matter the most. So what you want to do is write your vision in one sentence. And every time an opportunity comes up, compare it. If it doesn't move the vision forward, the answer is no. If it doesn't move it forward, the answer is what? Absolutely. Question number 2, will it make or save me money? If the answer is neither, then it's not urgent. Here's an example. Learning TikTok dances. That might be fun, but will it get you the clients or will it help cut the costs? If not, you need to table it. Your girl don't know no TikTok dances, so you ain't got to worry about me doing that. I'm tabling them all permanently. All right? An action step. What you'll do there is you want to label the task. You want to kind of think things through. You want to look at the opportunities and say, is this revenue generating? Is it cost saving or neither? Only commit if it is revenue generating or cost savings. That's what you need to think about. Let's move on to question number 3. Is this the best use of my time? Oh, baby, this hits home. Your girl misses out on a lot of opportunities. There's been family events, there's been functions, there's been trips, there's been concerts. Well, I'll take that back. I don't really miss out on the concerts. As you can see, this was the last one I went to see with my daughters. Very fun, very fun. But anyway, staying on track, you have to prioritize. So for me, maybe I miss out on the family function when they're having a cookout. And I say, okay, I just saw them last month at another event. I'll skip out on this event. So yes, family is very important. And I'm not saying do not spend time with family, but make sure that you're mindful of how much time you're spending doing one thing when you need to be doing another. Right now, I'm in grind mode. I'm in growing my business mode. So a lot of things that I used to do, I push it off and I'm just not doing. And it's not because I feel like I'm better than, it's not because I feel like I'm too good for that or whatever it may be, is that I have a different mindset about where I'm trying to go. And as a result of that, some things I just can't do and I will miss out on. So one of my favorite things to do is to go to concerts. And I know that might be a side note, like, hey, you're going to skip out the family barbecue, but you're going to go to a concert. Well, to me, I like to be in the atmosphere and around greatness. And some people just don't get that. So when I go to concerts, say Chris Brown, or when I go see Janet Jackson, or who did I go see this year? Kendrick Lamar, SZA, Beyonce. Like when I went to the concerts and saw these people, everyone else was looking at the concert and they're excited, like, oh my God, Beehive Beehive, and they're screaming, Chris Brown, breezy, breezy, and they're like yelling, and I'm the one sitting there taking it all in. I'm soaking it in because these people have perfect their craft. They are like the greatest in their genre of music or whatever they're doing. So they did something right. And for me to want to be the greatest in my space, I like to look at other greatness. So when I'm there and I'm looking like, he learns the step, he knows the song, he stays on beat, look at his background, because see, these people are not just entertainers, they're business owners. They own their business, they own their name, they own their brand, they own their franchise, whatever it may be. So as a business owner, I want you to next time look at something that you like spending time doing and look at the business aspect of it. Look at the person from that perspective. When I go to a Beyonce concert, I'm far from being a part of the Beehive, but I went and seen her concert 2 years ago and I went to see it this year, and it's amazing. If she does another one, I'll go see it again because she's amazing in her craft. To know that she's a business woman, that she's raising a family, that she's a wife, that she, does movies and TV shows. And like when I look at behind the scenes of how much work and how much time it takes to perfect a certain step or a certain thing, it just has me in awe of the greatness of that person. Not so much of being in awe of like I want to be with them, be like them, or be with them in the crowd and all of that stuff. No, it's more of being centered around something magnificent. So when you watch your favorite actor or actress on TV, I'm the one that's watching the TV show and I'm Googling, I see an actor and I'm like, oh man, they're good. I can tell you everything about that person. When they did their first film, what they specialize in, what they're known for, a little bit about their background history, because I like to get in tuned with a person to see what gravitates me to them and their skill set and what they're doing. So I know some people are like, that's kind of weird. Just look at the show. God dang it. Look at the thing. And I get it. In a lot of places, in a lot of spaces, that makes perfect sense. But for me, I personally like to connect with an individual on that level. So it just kind of does something different for me. I'm always looking at someone and trying to see it from a different perspective. For instance, my first job, I know I'm a little off track, but I got to tell you this. So one of my jobs when I became director of this agency before I left and decided to, do my own thing. When I was there, I remember my interview on the first day. I walked in the interview. I knew I wanted this job. I was pretty persistent. I was graduating from college. I was going on a cruise. My mother had a cruise planned for me and my daughters were really young at the time. I think my husband was deployed. So we were going on a cruise. I was really excited. And I was like, look, when I get back, I need this job. This is what I want. So I reached out. He's like, you should hear from someone in a week. I'm like, a week, give you 7 days. 7th day, I'm like, hey, no one's called back yet. In my mind, I'm like, it got to be a mistake. You ain't calling your girl back because I know you want to hire me. That's what my thought process was. Literally, I don't know if it was being cocky, overconfident or what, but I knew it. I was like, I don't know why they didn't call. Maybe he just mixed the papers up. Lo and behold, they called, and I wound up getting the job there. But during the interview for this job, I never forget sitting across from the director at the time. He asked, what is your goal or where do you see yourself in, I think it was 5 years. It might've been 3 years or 5 years. It wasn't over 5 years. And I was like, in your shoes, right where you're sitting at. And, he laughed. He said, my job, he thought it was really funny. But literally within 5 years, I was sitting his job. Now, of course, he got promoted and, moved up and whatnot, but I wound up overseeing that whole site. So going in there as the individual that was going to be doing counseling in and out of someone's home, to eventually start mentoring people, to eventually start supervising people, to eventually start being assistant director, to eventually start becoming the director and overseeing 3 different sites with hundreds of people, I knew when I walked in what I wanted to do. And the reason I'm giving you all this backstory is to say that as a business owner, you have to tap into something in yourself that necessarily others don't see to be the best version of you. That is just how things have to be. You're going to miss out on things. You can't be everywhere and anywhere when you're trying to scale and get to a certain place. So there are many things that I don't mind missing out on because I know when I have the generational wealth and when my children's children don't have to work because of the grind and the things that I did, that is what I'm looking forward to. Those are the things that make me say, that is my why. So as a business owner, you got to tap into your why early on, or if not, these steps that I'm giving you is null and void. Who cares about $100,000 decision plan when you haven't even made it up in your mind that you want to be the greatest and the best in your space and give everything you got to it? So think about that as you go through these 5 steps. It's not just something just to do a check mark with. It's something that you want to live with and really truly think about.
Amy is a small business owner juggling everything, from marketing to therapy to admin work. She's overwhelmed and struggles to grow her business while keeping up with client communication. Then she discovers Better Client Care, an all-in-one CRM that unifies her inbox, automates follow-ups, tracks leads, handles missed calls, and simplifies invoicing and reviews. With Better Client Care, Amy gets more clients, saves time, ranks higher on Google, and finally enjoys a dream vacation in Bora Bora.
All right, that was my little tangent right in the middle of it. You know what I mean? This was a short video, but I threw some things in there, just some little nuggets. You know, if you pause, mute, or just fast forward it, I don't know what you did, but I had to get that off just to let you know, because I want everyone who watches this channel to tap into some greatness, tap into something that maybe you don't even know exists. And I'm telling you, is life-changing. All right, so again, when you're looking at the third one, is it the best use of my time? Not all tasks are created equal. As a CEO, your time is your most valuable asset. People don't understand it, but I'm telling you, I will pay someone and I will delegate a task, or I will hire someone so I can have more time. A lot of people are like, oh my God, you're so busy, you're so busy, you're so busy. And I think to myself, like, are you? That's the verdict is still out on that, because I do consider myself to be very, very busy. Right now at this point in time, I'm running maybe you can say 3 businesses, but I have so many people who will help me in those areas that it doesn't feel like I'm overwhelmed with time. So if you're spending 3 hours like formatting invoices instead of building client relationships, you're capping your income. You're doing something that you don't need to do. You can hire somebody else to look at them invoices. You building relationships with the client early on in your business is what is most important. So you got to think about that. So ask yourself, could someone else be doing this? Could I pay someone $20 an hour or $15 an hour, or depending on who you use, maybe a little less than that, to get the job done? You need to ask yourself, could you put someone else in this position to do these things so you can focus on the things that matter? Think about it. For me, I have someone that posts, that edits my videos. I have somebody else that posts my videos. I have someone else that manages my website. I have someone else that does my automations and my marketing and my ads. I have someone else that creates the content for my course. Like, I create it and they perfect it and go through it and upload it and create quizzes and templates and ebooks and all of this stuff. It's a machine operating over here, because if I did it all by myself, getting tired thinking about it, it would be overwhelming and it'd be a lot. And it would stop me from scaling and getting to that next point. So a lot of times I tell entrepreneurs, you have to invest. If you don't have the ability or the knowledge or the understanding of why it's important to invest, you will stay stuck. And I get it. Money doesn't grow on trees and everybody doesn't have the same exact doors and opportunities open to them. But sometimes you gotta bust through them damn doors. You gotta take a hammer and knock it out. Do whatever you gotta do to get through that door so you can get through to the blessings and the goals that are out there for you. So definitely think about that, guys. All right, number 4, can it be delegated or can it be automated? I like that. Can it be delegated or can it be automated? So you don't build $100,000 business by being the IT department, by being the social media manager, by being the bookkeeper, by being the You can't do it. I have to have someone that does my accountant, someone else that does my billing, someone else that does my auditing, I have different people in different areas. Now, if I didn't have all those people, I would be a exhausted millionaire. Put it that way. It'd be much easier to call myself and say, hey, I'm a millionaire and I'm scaling, I'm doing this, but I would be so tired doing so. And I wouldn't enjoy the things in life that I like to enjoy. So I like to have that balance. So keep in mind and decide, can you delegate something? Can you automate something? What can you do? With AI, a lot of things can be automated. There's tools for pretty much everything. And there are people who exist in certain areas for a reason. My accountant, when I meet with her and I do my quarterly meetings and stuff, that's her specialty. I'm not trying to tell her how to do her job. Now, know a thing, because I've studied a thing and I've taken enough mastermind courses to understand a little thing about how business taxes work and what I should and should not do and all the other stuff, the ins and outs to help save and scale. But that is her lane and I'm able to respect her in that lane. And she's in that position for me to hire her to trust that she can get those things done. So that is what you need to do. Find someone that you can trust and find someone that you can put in certain situations, certain places to get things done. That will help you elevate and scale a lot faster. Another thing is you want to think about not just the tools, but you want to also think about automations, when it comes to emails, when it comes to, if you go to any of my websites, you have a chat box where you can ask the chat box questions like, hey, what courses do you guys have? Or how can Arisza help me? Blah, 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 blah. Whatever it is. And it will respond to you and let you know, because it's been fed the information that I would just say if I was up there. And I can't be up there answering all the client information. You know what I mean? All right. So automating email responses, using a scheduling app frees you up so you can focus on your growth. That is what's most important. So pick one task this week. That's all I want you to do. Pick one task this week that you feel like is tedious right now in your business, right? Even though you're in the beginning stage, or even though you at the I've been doing this thing for a long damn time stage, it doesn't matter where you're at. Just think of one task that you can possibly delegate. It doesn't matter if you can delegate it to a VA, delegate it to an intern, delegate it to a contractor, or you can automate it with some type of software or templates. Just figure it out. Just find that one thing that you're doing. And if it's one thing that you're doing and you're like, I'm stressed out and I don't even know if I can delegate or get someone to help me with it, this is how you get your girl to help you out. Put it in the comment section. Just tell me that one thing that you're struggling with. Put it in the comment section and I'm going to give you some tidbit and advice on what you can do with that one thing to help elevate and get you to the next level. All right, the last question I want you to ask yourself when you're looking at this $100,000 decision plan, you want to say, will it matter in 12 months? That's what you need to ask yourself. Close your eyes right now and think about something that you're doing and you're focusing on or you're considering and ask yourself, will it matter in 12 months? If I join Coaching the Elite community and Arisza becomes my coach and she teaches me and helps me elevate, will it matter in 12 months? Hell yeah, it's going to matter. Because in 12 months, you won't be where you are right now. You'll be in a whole nother place, baby. That is how you can make a decision about whether something matters. Ask yourself, is this a lifelong game changer? If it won't matter a year from now, it usually is not worth your time. It's not worth stressing out over it right now if it won't matter a year from now. So definitely think about that. That one-off social media post or comment that you didn't respond to, it's not going to kill you. Should you do it? Yeah, if you have time. But it's not going to stop you from getting to your $100,000 goal. So don't stress and lose sleep over it. Just figure a way that you can get someone else to assist in that area. Maybe you can have one of your children do that because granted, if you're a business owner, you got them little kids, that is a huge tax deduction and tax write-off when you can put your kids on the payroll and have them doing a little something. Keep them little minions busy, baby. Yes, I don't care if it's emptying the trash in the office, cleaning up stuff, walking the dogs. Like, this is all a part of my business, you know? So when I have my kids do certain stuff and help them, I'm helping them level up and they're helping me level up. You know, it's a family affair over here. All right? So make sure you're doing things that matter. Building your email list, that matters. Yes, that matters. But responding to one comment on social media, it matters, but it really doesn't matter. Not as important as creating a whole email list. So think about that. So before saying yes, fast forward 1 year. So we're right now in this year. Fast forward to the next year. Will the future you thank you for doing that? And if it won't, let it go, baby. Let it go. If the future you is not going to care or is not going to make a difference or not be better or not improved by this one task, let it go. It's not a part of it. I hope this makes sense for you. Make sure you screenshot this framework, save it, print it, stick it on the wall. Use every single time you're tempted to chase that tiny object and you're not sure what to do. Ask yourself those 5 questions. I'm going to run those 5 questions back and matter of fact, I'm going to make sure they pop up on the screen. The first one is, does this align with my vision? That is what you're asking yourself. That's question number 1. Does this align with your vision? Question number 2, will it make or save me money? Will it make or save me money? That is number 2 right there. Number 3, is this the best use of my time? Is it? Ask yourself that. That is something you need to consider and think about. Can it be delegated or automated? Question number 4, can it be delegated? Can it be automated? That is what you need to ask yourself. And last but not least, question number 5, will it matter in 12 months? If you can answer those 5 things every time you're trying to make a decision within your business, it will let you know how you need to handle it, how you need to proceed, how you need to move forward, whatever you want to do. It would allow you when you go through those 5 questions really quickly. I hope this video was hella helpful for you. I hope you have completed the business questionnaire that I have in the description section. That's asking you questions about your business so I can see if the coaching community is really good for you. You can join it right now. We have a finder's fee for the first 25 people to join this community. It is at the absolute lowest price, probably 50% less than what it will ever be in life. And I'm telling you, I'm giving you everything. I'm doing a weekly coaching. I'm helping you set up your businesses, get everything going so you can scale, elevate, and get to the next level. And I'm doing this for you because I want to see you be successful. I want to see you get that generational wealth, and I want to see you living your best life. And sometimes you have to make a small sacrifice to get the huge reward at the end. And that is what I'm going to help you guys get. Thank you so much for rocking out with your girl. Be blessed, and I'll see you in the next one.